For 5 decades, the St. Ignatius Alumni Association has bestowed the Christ the King Award on one of its own. It is the highest honor the school gives to a graduate who is distinguished in their profession and who best exemplifies the ideal of service to God and His people.
The Christ the King Award is the most prestigious award that we give to our alumni. It started in the 1960s. Every year, the Alumni Board gets together to nominate who they think should win the award. It's so important to really identify those alumni who have achieved professional success, but also spiritual success in continuing to be one for others. The recipient of this award leads by example in what it means to be an Ignatian.
And on this day in 2018, which marks the 58th time the Christ the King has been awarded, we honor John Duggan, St. Ignatius, class of 1959.
The first thing that comes to mind with John is his competitive spirit and his commitment. He was my first baseball coach, and we've been friends ever since.
I think John's the kind of guy who's a life changer. He's a great competitor. He really embodies all the great ideals that made America famous, and I think that has really led to success in everything that he's ever done. Such a magnetic guy and just makes everyone around him feel great.
You know, I admire so many things about my father. Number one is that he's a family man at his heart. He puts his family above everything else. He has a tremendous amount of passions, but his family comes first. And in everything he does, he has goals and he tries to meet and exceed those goals, and he passes those lessons on to myself, my sister, and all of his grandkids.
I am so proud that my wife and I, we'll be married January 11th, we'll be married 50 years. We have 2 wonderful, wonderful kids, Elena and John. We're so proud that they now run our business, and thank God every day their passion shows.
Well, I met Mr. D when I was 14, and I just received my admissions into SI, and I got a phone call saying, hey, I heard you play basketball. Do you want to come to a workout? So starting the summer of my freshman year, I started working out with the basketball team, and Mr. D was the coach along with a couple other coaches, and that's kind of how our friendship began. He expected that we worked really hard and did not take anything less than our 100% effort. Playing for him was a joy. It was difficult, but he taught us a lot of life lessons that kind of made me who I am today personally as well as professionally.
I remember showing up to some dark, scary gym, and you know, my heart's racing, and I go in there, deer in the headlights, and first person that comes up to me is Coach Duggan, stands right next to me and tells me, you belong here. And I believed him, because when Coach Duggan tells you something, he's so honest and genuine that you just believe him. You know, I went on to play varsity basketball at SI for 4 years, went to play collegiately, and all of my life lessons have been kind of through basketball, and all my life skills have been learned through basketball, and it's because of Coach Duggan.
I coach some of the most wonderful athletic women who are now dear, dear friends of mine. And they continue to make my life much younger than the numbers say.
Well, John's community service that's been his life, through coaching CYO, through teaching. It's all about serving people. And I know that countless kids have been touched by John through the high school coaching, through CYO coaching, and every time I see John, he's got a story about one of his favorite players or something that somebody did recently. John's just always been at the heart of this community and has touched thousands of lives through his actions.
Original Joe's was a landmark in San Francisco for many, many years. And John, Marie, Elena, and Johnny have taken it to a whole new level with the move to North Beach and then the addition of Westlake. It's just a welcoming place where everyone can feel at home and probably run into somebody they know at either location. It's almost impossible to go to either place and not find somebody you know.
I don't think you can ever fake authenticity. And when you go into Original Joe's or you go into Westlake Joe's, there's nothing more authentic than that. Having a restaurant that genuinely, doesn't say family restaurant in the sign, it just is a family restaurant, is something that you can't replicate.
We always understood what a rock Joe's of Westlake was for the community of Daly City and anybody west of Twin Peaks. The redo, even though it took 2 years, turned out beautiful, and it is an institution that started in 1956 and will continue for many years going forward.
John Duggan Sr. is a true son of Ignatius of Loyola, and this Jesuit acknowledges that. He gets it. Yes, he's very successful in his business and whatnot, but it's always about people and it's always about service.
Coach Duggan's legacy is going to be an alumni from the class of 1959 who embraced female students, and he continuously uses his passion to model what it is to be a giving, loving, and inclusive individual.
When I think of the city and when I think of what the city is all about, I think about John Duggan.
We're here to share and to give back. Doesn't have to be monetarily, it can be in drama, it can be in basketball, but we're put on this earth for a reason, and it's not to be selfish, it's to give for others.